Wow, I don't understand how it can be July already, but here we are. So today I want to do some pinching of my dahlia flowers, and we'll talk about what that is and what it means, and a little garden cleanup. Come on along. Here I have some columbines that have finished blooming. Columbine's Latin name is Aquilegia, which means eagle. Apparently so named for the spurred flower that resembles an eagle's talon. As you can see, these are no longer blooming and are starting to look ratty from leaf miner damage, which is pretty much universal among columbines. It doesn't hurt the plant, it just doesn't look that great. I'm going to discuss some different pests today and how for many critters that subsist on our plants, we don't really need to be concerned. Now, I'm just going to cut these off at the root, leaving a couple baby shoots that are coming up. Columbine will completely regrow after you cut it back. It probably won't give you more flowers this year, but the leaves will be much prettier, especially here among its woodland friends, the ferns. Now I'm cutting back the forget-me-nots. There are still a couple sweet little blooms here, but they are almost done. I'm just spreading their dried seed heads around as well, so hopefully I'll get more next spring. Always good to keep an eye to future seasons and everything you do in the garden. Now on to the veggie bed to harvest more snap peas. I literally just did this the other day. When you start growing veggies for the first time, you will realize that no one told you how much of a job harvest can be. In order to get a return on your investment, you need to be sharp-eyed about harvesting as soon as your crops are ripe. It really makes you appreciate the work that our farm workers do in the fields to feed us every day. This variety of sweet pea is called Sugar Daddy, which cracks me up. I wised up this year and finally only got vegetable varieties that are resistant to disease. So far, I'm not seeing any powdery mildew. A big headache here in the Pacific Northwest, so I think I did the right thing. I have to say I get a little thrill when I see my quarter-bushel basket filling up with produce I grew myself. If you live in an apartment with a small balcony, these peas are a great vine to grow in a small, narrow space. You could absolutely grow them in containers. And if you start some seeds indoors on a sunny windowsill right now, you can have an autumn harvest. Okay, I said I'd talk more about pests. So this is my violet potted string bean, which is a climber. These lower leaves have been eaten a bit by flea beetles, but this doesn't bother me. The plant is healthy and climbing high, and I'm not going to eat the leaves anyway. Flea beetles can also nibble on tomato leaves, and again, with no problems for the plant or the final fruit. And here you can see the same thing on my radish leaves. Remember when we planted these? I put up the video a couple weeks after shooting it, but still, radishes grow fast. But as before, I'm not worried about this at all. One pest that I do like to keep an eye on are aphids. Aphids are sapsuckers that reproduce quickly, and when you get a critical mass, they can literally suck the life out of your plants. If you want to experiment with biological controls, and if you have a lot of aphids, you can buy ladybugs and release them at night or in the morning. You can also buy lacewings or praying mantises. But for just a few here or there, I just spray them off with a hose. Okay, moving on to dahlias. Oh, hi. So we're just gonna get rid of this one. And here I have my trusty watering can to put the blooms in until I want to move them to a vase. The idea here is that by cutting these tallest central blooms, we are encouraging more numerous side shoots. I could also have pinched the tallest shoots back before they even started blooming when they were a foot tall, but this does the trick as well, and then I can have some lovely cut dahlia blooms. Oh, hang on. What's happening here? I think somebody's ringing the supper time bell, but I am not ready to come in yet. There's so much light left to garden in. Anyway, all right, where were we? On to the next plant. Here's a close-up of where I'm aiming to cut, right on that central stalk between two side shoots.
Well, I had originally just wanted to hold them in this watering can, but this dahlia with its really dark leaves and this watering can, which is also dark, I just think it's kind of a cool combination, so I might just leave them in here. Do what makes you happy. See you next time.